Gyeonggi-do, South Korea, behind the tight barricades and cold walls of military training. A moment unfolded, one not listed on the official state agenda. No press conference, no live broadcast, no flashing cameras. And yet, for a man named Jungkook, it may have been one of the most precious seconds of his military service. This isn't a baseless rumor or clickbait speculation. The visit in question truly happened. Someone came, quietly, crossing the lines of formality, bringing warmth and humanity into the life of a superstar living perhaps the most normal life he could, as a soldier. What surprised everyone was that the visitor wasn't a fellow group member, a relative, or even an agency staff member. It was IU. Yes, Lee Ji-yoon, the legendary solo artist, singer, songwriter, and top-tier South Korean actress, known for her gentle nature, wisdom, and deep respect for privacy. A figure who had crossed professional paths with Jungkook more than once, and who, it turns out, harbored a deeper personal concern than the public ever imagined. This moment took place about 2 weeks ago at a military training center in Gyeonggi province. Jungkook, now 4 months into his mandatory service, was following his usual routine, waking up at 5 a.m. physical training, discipline drills, then evening duties. But that afternoon was different. At around 3:45 p.m. local time, a black car entered the guard post area. Inside was a woman, her face fully covered with a mask and hoodie. No manager, no staff, only a personal driver accompanied her. A guard briefly asked for her ID. When he read the name on the card, he paused for a moment, then nodded, and allowed the vehicle to pass. There was no crowd, no fanfare, only the calm spring air, cherry blossoms beginning to fall, and a moment in life that felt both silent and profoundly moving. According to a military source we contacted, the meeting didn't take place in a formal setting, not in the commander's office or a meeting hall. IU had requested to meet outside, in a small garden area behind the barracks, where soldiers sometimes relax during break time. That's where they sat, on a simple wooden bench, under a pale blue sky, with leaves gently falling around them. No cameras, no managers, just a people who knew each other beyond the public lens. They talked for about half an hour, but the way they sat, the way they looked at each other, there was a warm silence, said a guard who watched from afar. I don't know what they talked about, but afterward, Jungkook looked different, lighter, like he had just let out a long breath. No one knows what was said between them, but we do know it wasn't just small talk. IU is not someone who shows up without reason, and Jungkook, who has always maintained a professional distance in public, wouldn't accept a visit like this unless there was a deep, personal bond. Was it about friendship, moral support, or maybe a silent reminder that behind the fame, the fans, and the spotlight, they are simply two souls who understand the pressure and loneliness of the entertainment world? Some armies speculated that this was IU's way of offering silent support to Jungkook, the man who once called her his role model during his trainee days. Meanwhile, IU's fans believe it was her way of honoring a fellow artist who has achieved greatness while staying humble. As the news began to spread, social media erupted. Within 2 hours, hashtags like #Ufurk, #Silent Support, and #ThankYou were trending #1 in 18 countries, including Korea, Japan, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Brazil. Reactions poured in. IU is the embodiment of sincerity. Thank you for being there for Jungkook during this difficult time. In a world that moves so fast, sometimes one encounter can leave a lifelong mark. Not every meeting needs publicity. Not every love needs declaration. Sometimes, all it takes is presence, silence, a look, and the quiet message in one's eyes that says, "You're not alone." What IU did for Jungkook wasn't sensational. It was a gesture of human kindness, and perhaps, that's more valuable than any music award or fame they've ever received. There's still time before Jungkook returns to the stage, but fans know, when he does, he won't be the same. He will come back with a stronger spirit, a more open heart, and memories he will treasure deeply, like one spring afternoon, one wooden bench, and one figure who came without a word yet brought a peace more powerful than anything else.